Hello everyone, this is Ali Reza. Today we will start implementing our list view. Well, the first thing I will get rid of this label and create a method that says display item objects. And well, create the method inside list view. Thank you. Display item objects says that first we want a GUI layout dot begin vertical with GUI layout dot expand width to be true, and GUI layout dot expand height to be true. So GUI layout dot end vertical. Now inside here I will start making stuff. First things we want is a GUI layout dot label, and that is saying that category, so that we know the category, and that is plus category name. Okay. After that we say if items does not equal to null and items that count is greater than 0. If that's the case, do stuff for me. What I want to do is going into a for each loop inside items, and that is object, and that is item. We say var, and here is where reflection is starting. Item type. I'm trying to get meaningful names because that is what we need when we are working with reflection, else you will be confused. Now, when you get the type of any object, it's almost like you get a pointer to the class itself inside memory. And by doing that with reflection, you can pull stuff inside that class out at least to the point that you know stuff about it. For example, we know that every item object that we will add inside this list, being from any category, if you remember, all of our categories are inheriting from item object. Okay, all of them. So we know that each one of them, because of that inheritance, will have a property that is called name. So by getting the type, I get a hook to this class in memory, and then I can pull those things that I'm sure is there out of it and use it. For example, we can say var property equals to item type. Now reflection lets me have many things like get properties, array rank, constructors, events, fields, blah blah blah. What I want is to get a property, and I know the name of the property. Okay, and if I move my mouse on item type, you see that it's system.type. So let's use it, system.type. If I move my mouse on property, come on, show it. It's, as you see, property info. So I can say property info. But for once, ReSharp will never tell you to add the using. So I can say using system dot reflection. And why are you not showing? Var system dot reflection property info. Using system dot reflection. Come on. Property info. Show it, please. Huh. Using system dot reflection. Well, that is interesting. No. Let me save it. It should find it. Come back, let it compile. Proper blasphemy. That's a blasphemy. Okay. Why are you not showing it? Dot. What? Dot property info. Did I type it bad? I'm not sure. Maybe. Yeah. Now it's saying that it's that. So I typed it wrong. System reflection, and it's a property info. Okay. Property info means that I have a property now. I can get everything from that property. For example, I can say string name equals to the property that I got dot get the value. Now, it needs an object and arguments. The object is the class that we are getting the property from, and we have the class here, okay? But this is the type of the class. We want the class itself, and the class itself is this object. So, item. And for parameters, or as you can see, we can add binding flags if we want, but we are going for parameters and the second overload actually, and that property had no parameters. And finally we cast it to string. Okay, and we say if GUI layout.button, the name, do stuff for me. Now let's head back, and of course we have the category. We don't have any databases, so I can't show anything to you right now, but it will work. You will see. Okay, what we want to do here is that we say selected item equals to item. That's all. So what we did is that we loop through every item inside this list of objects, and I will speak about object in a few seconds. We will get the type. From that type we get the property. Then on that property we get the value, but for the object we need to send back the object itself, not the type of the object. And then no arguments and string, the casting to string, because it is returning the string. So even though reflection looks like magic, you need to have some information about the reflection. For example, here I needed to know the name of the property, and I needed to know the type of the value it returns to use it properly. I could use, var and then remove that, but let's see what will it return. If I do this, take a look. It returns a system.object. It doesn't know what is the type. It just says, okay, I can get a value. I will return that value to you, but I don't know what's that value type. You are the one who should know the type. So keep it in mind, reflection is not a way for handling the stuff you don't know what it is. Although you could get let me show it. The property has a reflected type, well, and you can get the get method even, and let me see, member type, return type. So you can get the return type of the property. Okay, so in some sense it can guess stuff, but the least you need to know is the property name. It's possible that if you don't know the property, it has, for example, item types that get, I think, get properties or something like that as a plural. Yeah, here we go. And it returns an array of property info. So it will tell you every property that is there inside this guy. And then if you don't need a specific one, for our case, we needed that. But if, for example, in property in editor, then you can ask, okay, if this property dot get method dot the type, return type, is type of blah, then do this. Else, if it is the type of blah, do this. If it is the type of blah, do that. And that is exactly, I think that is exactly how can I see the properties? No, not you. Not you. Yeah, that is exactly how Visual Studio is doing this property window. He is using reflection, and he says, okay, this is type of blah, do that. Then this is type of blah, do that. This is type of blah, do that. Tons of code there. So even though if you don't know the properties names, you can still use a class with reflection. But if you have access to the base classes and you know that, okay, I want the name out of him, that's cool. I know the name is a string, so why bother? I can get the value to a string. Enough of that. Now, to make things work, at least to some extent, we need to start doing stuff. And it's 13-minute video. Let's go on. So after I end the scroll view, before ending the horizontal, was it horizontal? Why did I use horizontal? Why did I use horizontal? It's vertical. It's a list view, buddy. Yeah. Okay. After the scroll view, but before the vertical, I will say if not string dot is null or empty in the category name. If you have a category selected right now, then we say if GUI layout dot button, and the button is add, we want to do stuff. Okay, right now it's null, so we don't see a button. As soon as we select the category, you will see that the category name will change, and then well, things will happen. Okay, and that's another part of reflection for you. But now after this vertical, we can implement our context menu. So how should I get the ability to see if I'm right-clicking inside this list view? I don't want to be able to right-click here or anywhere else, just in this list view. Well, because we have a layout here, As soon as we end that layout, we can say viewRect equals to GUI layout utility dot get last rect. It tells the Unity, hey, what was the last layout that I used? Get the rect it had and assign it to this guy. Okay? Then we say event e equals to event.current, and we say if e.type equals to. Now we have tons of types of events. What we want is the first one, actually, context click. Context click is the right click on the mouse. Okay, cool. Then we say vector2 mouse pause for mouse position equals to e dot mouse position. So we get the mouse position on the event, and we say if viewRect dot contains, and as you see, it asks for a vector2 or vector3. Vector2 is our case. So we say if the mouse pause is inside the rect, basically. If that's the case, then we want to show our context menu, and we are done with this guy. So we say selected item first equals to null. So we don't want any item. What it does is, if we had the system working and we had clicked on one of the items inside the category and we were looking at its properties, as soon as we right click, that properties is getting null. Although you won't see it because we are using the event, but in the backend, if we right click and select a category that has no item, then we won't see the previous properties. That's all. Okay? Or actually, I can comment it and come back to that later to show it to you. So generic menu equals to new generic menu, and we say for each item category. Oh, look at that. I ruined it. I forgot I'm using ReSharper. Okay, for each inside resource dot category database item category, we call it category. We say menu dot add item new GUI content. The content is category dot name, and then it asks if it's on, means if it is working like a checkbox, and false. Then we want a method to be called when this special item is clicked. We call it menu callback, and what we want to send inside it as the data, it's category.name. That's all. After the for each loop, we say menu.show as context, and finally we say e.use the event. Okay? So we don't have the method, and after the if, by the way, after the bigger if, at the end we say repaint to repaint the window. So I need another class, and this class was called item object callback. Here all we have is a void menu callback method. And why are you not happy? Menu callback. Oh, we need to use something here inside. So what we want is object, and we call it obj. That is how this is working. Why are you not? Oh, because it's not the partial class itself. So sorry. Okay. So Not RPG. Why did you use that namespace now? Oh, namespace. Thank you. What the heck? Item system editor, partial class, blah. Come on. Come on. Behave. Will you? Menu callback. Object obj. Huh. It's not being seen by here for some reason. Item object database editor, item object database editor, public partial class. No idea. It should work. Let's go back to Unity. Let it compile, and namespace menu callback does not exist. What? Oh yeah, that's there. Okay. Did I misspell it? No. Now this is interesting. Okay. Let's add a code. Items? Yeah, it's not seeing it. Dot. Wait. The namespace here. RPG item system editor. RPG item system editor. Clear, please. At least the code there. Why are you not happy? Whatever. Delete, delete, insert, another class, item, object, call back, and it's putting it inside RPG namespace for some odd behavior. It's that. And it's not seeing it again. This is... look at me. I'm inside a wrong solution. Okay. Class. Item object. Callback, please. Oh, God. There we go. And Control C. Now you are happy. Thank you. And wow, that was interesting. Menu call back. Now it asks for an object and as obj. Why is it asking for an object? Because honestly, the context menu by itself doesn't know what type of property we are, what type of stuff we are sending back to it. And remember, everything inside Visual Studio is inheriting from object. So that is why on top I'm asking for a list of object as items, because I'm not sure if if the armor is being sent, or if the potion is being sent, or if the weapon is being sent, but any one of them is a class, okay? And the class is an object. Also, here we are sending a string. A string is an object. So basically, system.object is the backbone for every damn thing inside .NET and C#. So if you don't know what is being sent back, you can simply ask for object. Okay? And you can say if obj.getType is type of, come on, work. No, sorry, is string, something like that. Okay, so if and it tells you that, hey, remove the if statement, replace expression with false, equals to type of string. This should work. Yeah. Okay, so it says if, for example, if this object that I'm sending is a string or not. And of course, replace by operator is, and it's that's if obj is a string. So you don't even need to get the type. So it says, okay, if the obj that I'm sending in is a string, or if it's an int, or if it's a float, okay? Or, for example, if it's a weapon, or if it's an item category, anything. Because all of them are objects, and you can say, okay, if this thing that I sent in is this type or not. If it's that type, do something. If it isn't, do something else, blah, 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 blah. Okay, the first things we want to do is clear the list. Now, I have 4 minutes, and this is a bit of reflection magic here. But the list we can see now is that if I go back and could not fetch error message, blah, what was that? Nothing. I can get a list of categories if I right click, and item category database, we have them. Why I'm not seeing it? Control Shift I. I'm not seeing it. So let's see, what did I do wrong? Debug.log, clicked inside. Oh, it needed recompiling. Okay. Good. So as you see, now I can right click and I'm getting the weapon, armor, and potion. Okay? If I right click here, nothing's happened. Right click here, of course it will open the rarity, but here nothing's happening. Here I get the normal stuff. Here is nothing happening. Only here I get this guy. Okay? So if I choose the weapon, armor, potions, nothing's happening. But later on, we will do stuff in next episode. So in next episode, we will add functionality to our callback. And that is, again, reflection for you. Have fun, everybody. Bye-bye.